Joining us now is a very special guest. Union Minister of State Sukanta Majumdar is joining us in the midst of his campaign in West Bengal. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to Times Now. Let me ask
Namaste
you.
And good morning to you.
Good morning to you as well. Big turnout in the first phase. Over 90% in most districts, most constituencies. What are you attributing this to? Is it purely SIR or is there some kind of a silent wave amongst the voters of Bengal in your view?
See, I feel that it is a silent wave, and this wave in favor of BJP, because if you just analyze the voting pattern of West Bengal for last 2 or 3 consecutive elections, you will be able to see that in Muslim booths, in minority-dominated booths, the voting percentage always it was around or over 90%. But Hindus were quite reluctant to vote, to come to vote. But this time, if you compare the both booths, that means both booths, either the Muslim booths as well as the Hindu booths, even in case of Hindu booths, the number of the turnout is very high. And I feel that now, especially for the Bengali Hindus, this election is not merely an election of selecting someone as the CM of the state. Rather, it is a existential fight for the Hindus. And that's why they came out of their home in huge number and they have voted. And obviously they voted for the BJP. Maybe somewhere, in some places, it may be the effect of SIR, but that fear or fear psychosis is mostly dominated in the Muslim booths. But it was, these booths were actually saturated previously. Even in the last election in 2021, 24, even in Muslim booths, the percentage of voting was very high.
When you say existential crisis, what exactly are you referring to? Are you also saying that, implying that the polarizing issues may be the bigger issues in this election?
Yes, polarization is the one of the pivotal driving force I feel in this election, because in the tenure of Mamata Banerjee, the Bengal has faced communal violences. Most of the cases it was one-sided. Even in case of Shamsherganj, it is a very very fresh for the memories of Bengali Hindus. Almost 1 year ago, not more than that, I think, the two people, is Hargobindo Das and Chandan Das, his son, both were brutally murdered in front of their house. And they were not a supporter of BJP, rather they were supporter of left and Congress. That means secular. Even their lives could not be saved by the police of Mamata Banerjee, and it is shameful for us. Police took 5 hours to reach to that place and transported them to the hospital. But after 5 hours, and they lost their life. So this was the situation. Even in case of Mothabari, we have seen that the judicial magistrate, judicial officers, they were taken into hostage. Almost they were taken into hostage. So this is the kind of situation, and this Islamic fanaticism is growing up in the Bengal, and Bengalis Hindus are really thinking whether they would be able to stay in this state, in this land, or they have to fly to some other places.
Right. But in terms of the actual poll violence, it has been far less than we have seen in the previous assembly elections. What is this attributed to? Is it because of the huge presence of parliamentary forces? Is there something else at play here?
See, it was a challenge for the election commission, because in previous assembly election, it was conducted in 7 phases, but this time only 2 phases are there. One is over, one is about to come. Now the thing is that even we were a little bit worried that whether election commission would be able to provide adequate security to each and every booth or not, because if you want to conduct a huge number of seats, election in huge number of seats, such as 152, 142, so you need huge number of paramilitary forces. But I would like to congratulate the Election Commission. In first phase, they have succeeded. I don't know what will happen in the second phase. I hope that similar kind of scenario will be seen in the second phase. And the first time in West Bengal, till now, we are going through a election in which not a single life has been lost.
Right.
So that is a great achievement.
Right.
Because, in democracy, people will vote, people will come, they will vote. They will vote as per of their opinion. Some party will win, some party will lose. That is the democratic way of, running the country or state. But if we are losing the lives of the people in an election, that means it's a great failure of a democracy. And Indian democracy, as we claim, as we are the oldest and the biggest democracy of this world. And Bengal is the only remaining state in which in last elections we have seen the lives have been lost due to this election or political clashes. It is not at all accepted.
Right. But while the Election Commission may have conducted this election peacefully, some of their decisions have been controversial. Trinamool Congress, for instance, has complained about what they are saying, large number of officers transferred. Similarly, when it comes to the issue of the bike ban, the High Court has to intervene, and they have said that it will not be 96 hours, it will just be 12 hours of a ban. So how do you see this kind of developments?
See, Election Commission has taken some actions which may be challenged in the court, or court has given some kind of verdict. We can't say anything about the verdict of the court, Honorable High Court. But the thing is that this bike, I would like to use this example, that bike issue. In Bengal election, these bikes, or the bikers rather, it has been used severely in the last election to terrorize the people, to capturing the vote. And Election Commission was aware of the fact. And that's why I feel that they have issued such kind of notification. Even in case of officers, those have been transferred. Now it is clear the election is peaceful because that kind of decision was taken by the Election Commission. Because for the long time, the Bengal has this unique kind of legacy that in Bengal we have a government, or rather I should say we had a government even in case of left front, which ran around 34 years. So when a government is running more than 10 years, single party government is running 10 years more than 15 years, obviously there is a tendency of officers to become aligned with that political party. Even in local levels, block development officer, they frequently join TMC's program, political program. We have the footages, we have the photographs. So that kind of, compromised machinery cannot be used in the election if you want to make your election free and fair. So they have taken, Election Commission has taken appropriate decision. And bikers, even in case of bikers, we also coined the problem at that time that it may create some problems for the those people, those are associated with the home delivery. Lots of companies are nowadays, So we have requested, or we have, through the media, we have pointed out that loopholes in that order, and Election Commission next day they have rectified their order. So Election Commission was quite flexible, and if you want to do some good things, so some side effects are there, collateral damage, you can say that. But overall, as a whole, the most important thing, and I am emphasizing every time, that we have not till now, we are devoid of any loss of life. That is very much important. Because in democracy, every year, that means it may be the panchayat election, it may be the assembly election, or it may be the Lok Sabha election. So if we are losing lives during the election, it is not acceptable for any society, any advanced society.
Right. As somebody who's dealing with the subject of education, how would you say that Mamata Banerjee government has performed on that? Because it's not only education, even unemployment is a big issue in the state of West Bengal. How much of that will matter in this election?
Nowadays, education and employment is quite related, as you know. The thing is that in last several years, that means 15 years, the education mostly, even in case of left front, it happened. The educational quality of the state has been compromised. As you have seen, 26,000 people, they have lost their jobs. Lots of involvement of judiciary, high court, supreme court, all these things, tussles are going on. Even luckily, the court did not strike the jobs of the primary teachers. Otherwise, it could have created lot of chaos. And even the evidence of corruption was there also. It was very much clear. Even court was convinced that okay, the corruption is there, but we cannot make a mess of whole thing. But the thing is that in last 15 years, the the quality of the education has been decreasing day by day, and Mamata Banerjee and her party destroyed the education system of the West Bengal. And this time, for last several years it is happening, this time it is very evident. In Kolkata and surrounding areas, there are lots of colleges, those are very good colleges. And when I was a student, at that time we used to come to Kolkata to have a form, to collect a form, to have admission here. But now, out of 7 lakh seats, 50% seats were vacant. Because the students, those are passing the HS, that means 10+2, they are not eager to take admission in the colleges of West Bengal. But once upon a time, it was a huge queue in front of these colleges. You could have seen that huge queue in front of these colleges, because lots of people used to come from the different parts of West Bengal to take admission in these colleges. But these subjects, subjects like mathematics, geography, and some other physics, these nowadays, these seats of these subjects are remaining vacant. And
what is the main reason for that?
Because the job scam happened here. People are understood. They have understood that if this government stays, whatever you study, you won't get any job. You have to pay money, 15 lakhs, 30 lakhs, then you will get the job. So actually, their interest to study is decreasing day by day, and this is the situation. And people are jobless here, and that's why they are migrating. According to the different NGOs, those are working in this field, almost 1 crore people, they have migrated from West Bengal in seek of job. So this is the condition, and lots of people came here to vote this time. They will teach a lesson to the Didi. They will teach a lesson to the TMC government, because you have compelled those people to stay out of the state and stay away from their home.
Do you think also a lot of this migrant labor comes back with the stories of other states, economic development there? Because when Mamata Banerjee defeated the left government and came in 2011, this was the big promise that industrial growth will happen, but investment will come in. How much of that has been delivered on ground?
Nothing has been delivered. You just ask the TMC people now. Give a photograph or video of Mamata Banerjee of ribbon cutting in front of any industry. In 15 years, not a single big industry, manufacturing industry, came here to establish their factory. They are not ready at all, because you have to face the tolabaji. It is, if you want to set up a unit here, rather 6,000 small industries, they moved from these states to other states. Some opted for Madhya Pradesh, some opted for Maharashtra, and most interestingly, the people those have shifted from here, they establish their factories and their establishment in the states which are ruled by BJP. They have moved to Gujarat, they have moved to Madhya Pradesh. So our call to the people of Bengal is, don't move your factory or your child to the other BJP ruled state, rather bring BJP rule to this state.
Right, right. How do you see this entire discourse surrounding Machi that is dominated in this entire thing? Is it fear-mongering on part of TMC?
Now see, when a political party like TMC, who is in power in almost in 50, who is in power for 15 years, and a political leader like Mamata Banerjee, when she is talking about who BJP will come and will stop the machli eating, it is not, it shows the fear psychosis that is there inside the TMC, because they also understood that the people have taken the decision. Bengali peoples predominantly are fish eaters. Even myself and all the political leaders of Bengal BJP, they are the fish eaters. So how could it happen? Is it possible? It is not possible, because the Bengalis, they have their cuisine, they have their taste, but I feel that the people should have their choices. Even in this Bengal, there are some religious groups such as Vaishnavite. They don't take fish. They don't eat. They eat vegetarian. They don't eat non-veg. So we should have that kind of freedom in which whatever you want to eat, you can eat.
Correct.
And as mentioned, I have mentioned it previously, the Chief Minister of West Bengal will become, who will be from the BJP, will be a fish eaters. Don't worry in that. So obviously, the fish eating Chief Minister cannot stop fish eating of others.
But who will be the chief ministerial face if BJP comes to power? Are you also one of the aspirants?
See, it will be decided by the party. Our party is a regimented party, and I am a soldier of that party. Whatever responsibility party will give me, I have to perform that. I am ready to perform that eagerly. If party call me, okay, you go to booth, become a booth president, I am ready to be there. No problem in that.
Thank you so much, Sukanta Majumdar, for
Thank you.
speaking to us. Thank you so much.